All I'm saying is, could you please comb your hair?
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be reviewing a video, pretty much Monique addressing black women wearing bonnets and headscarves in public. Where did their pride go? Tell me.
I don't know, honestly. I want to hear her opinion though, just because I do agree with her. So I just want to hear her like explain it. But
yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and get right into it.
Yeah.
Let's take a look and see what she has to say. So here we go. 60% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, which is completely ridiculous.
Come on.
I mean, we're dropping bangers here, right?
You know what I mean?
Video after video. Sometimes we pump out 4 or 5 videos a day. So I mean, subscribe. Subscribe. You guys want to see more content? You know, subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Hey, my sweet babies. So, it took me a minute to say what I'm getting ready to say because I want to make sure I'm not saying it in judgment, and I want to make sure I'm saying it from a place of love. Y'all, some of y'all have given me the title of auntie, and I'm honored that y'all do that, right? But there are times where auntie got to talk to her babies and say some real. So yesterday, I was in the airport in Atlanta because I'm in Jackson, Mississippi now at Chuckles Comedy Club, right? And we got 3 shows tonight. We got a matinee at 5:30, then we got 7, then we got 10, right? And I'm excited. I always love going to the stage. So when we got to the airport yesterday, I was excited, like, all right, baby, let's go get him in Jackson, Mississippi. And as we began to walk through the airport, I saw so many, actually too many to count and too many for me to tap. But I saw so many of our young sisters in head bonnets, scarves, slippers, pajamas, blankets wrapped around them, and this is how they're showing up to the airport. And I've been seeing it, not just at the airport, I've been seeing it at the store, at the mall. I've been seeing sisters showing up with these bonnets and headscarves and their slippers. And the question that I'm having to you, my sweet babies, when did we lose pride in representing ourselves?
All right, so let's just stop right there. What are your initial thoughts on that?
I agree with her. Like, especially, you know, like there's so many women now, I guess specifically black women, since we're talking about them, that don't really care about what they look like when they go outside, you know? Like, they'll just put on, literally, like, even if they're going to the grocery store, just going out and about, like, even just running errands, you'll see them just looking crazy, honestly, just looking very unkept. And it's like, all right, I don't care if you're going to the grocery store, I don't care if you're just going grabbing the mail and coming back inside, like like I would even just, it takes 2 seconds to put a hat on, you know what I mean, and just put on some leggings and like a sweater or something, you know what I mean. We're not saying you have to be like anything extravagant, you know what I mean. It's just
Be presentable.
Yeah, that's really all it is. So I don't know, what are your thoughts?
I mean, how many times do we go to Walmart, we do our Walmart runs, you know, grocery shopping, and we see this all the time. Inside the malls,
parking lots
on the strip. Like, we see, like, we're up in Canada, but we have these issues too. So how many countless times do we see this?
All the time.
And when I was coming up, you know, 10, 15 years ago, like, you were well kept, right? And for me, my mom told me, make sure you don't leave the house unless you're well kept. Because you're representing yourself, you're representing your family, you're representing your mom, right? And you know how Caribbean and African families and moms, they love to chat, right? And you don't want to be the topic of discussion, right? And ultimately you know, that belt is waiting for you at home, right? So where did we go wrong? Like where do you think women went wrong in regards to keeping themselves up? And because it seems like they've gotten lazy, just from the women that I've dealt with. Like, I'll be like, hey, like do you ever do your hair, or do you always wear that weave? And they're always like, yeah, you know, I always keep the scarf in, or I always wear the bonnet, or I always have the weave in because I just simply don't want to comb my hair too often. So do you think it's a thing where they're just lazy, or do you think like they just simply don't care, and maybe it could be a social media aspect where they're getting all this validation online, so maybe they feel like, okay, maybe I can just wear this scarf out in public, jump back online and get more validation? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
So I have a couple thoughts. Like, I think a big thing is media influence. I think with Instagram and like just seeing everyone, like, who is it? There's a couple of Black women who like show up on Instagram lives and stuff like that with just their bonnet or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's one situation where they're like, oh, she's doing it, so it must be okay for me to do it too, you know?
Okay.
So that's one thing. Also with the weaves and the wigs and stuff like that. I understand with a lot of girls it's protective styling and stuff.
Yeah.
But over time, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not good for your hair to do that all the time, right? Like any protective style, doing it too often, it's not good. But, oh God,
To be honest, I just think they're just lazy.
I don't want to say.
I really think they've gotten lazy.
I don't think it's lazy. I think honestly they're trying to keep up. Like I think because
What do you mean keep up?
I think because like it's like, all right, my hair. Let's say my hair is short and it's curly, and I'm like, I can't really look the way I want to look because all these girls have long flowing hair. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, let me just protect my hair, let it grow out, wear a wig in the meantime.
Yeah.
So I can look like these women on Instagram, which everything's fake, by the way. Everything's photoshopped, everything is touched, right? So for them it's more just like I think it's a confidence thing, I'm not gonna lie, because if you really truly loved your hair and you knew how to take care of it, and you know, same thing with the makeup situation, you know what I mean? A lot of women wear a lot of makeup because they don't feel comfortable with how they look. And they're trying to keep up with whatever they see on Instagram and whatever. All these girls who are getting all the male attention look, they have long hair, they have a lot of makeup on, they have big butts, whatever. It's a lot of the influence from media. So,
see, from a man's perspective, we don't want to see this. Like, we don't want to see bonnets and weaves and, the lace front that kind of lifts up at the front. Like,
it's not supposed to look like that. She did it incorrect if she, It's supposed to look natural.
You know what I'm saying? Men want a natural woman, right? You wear no makeup, you wear no weaves, right? You don't have bonnets when you leave the house.
Hell no.
Right? Like, this is your face fresh out the shower.
Yeah.
And that's what men want, right? And it seems like these women wearing the bonnets and the scarves and all that, they don't really take into consideration perhaps what men would want. They're just free, living their life, modern woman, this, that, and the third, and they're not really taking into consideration, what men want. But let's go ahead and continue. Let's see what else she has to say.
Okay.
When did we step away of let me make sure I'm presentable when I leave my home? Let me make sure I'm representing the family I created so that if I'm out in the street, I look like I have pride in myself. And I'm not saying no full face of makeup. I'm not saying no full front lace frontal. I'm not saying none of that. All I'm saying is, could you please comb your hair? And if you don't want to comb your hair, they got enough here now, baby, where you can style yourself up and look like you have pride. I'm not saying you don't have pride, but the representation that you're showing, someone would have to ask you to know that you had it. So my sweet babies, for the ones that do call me auntie, I love you for real. Even the ones that don't, I love you too. But the babies that say auntie to me, please listen to auntie. Always have pride in your representation of you. It's not to get a man. It is just your representation of you, my sweet babies. So I'm just giving y'all a warning. If I see you in the streets, in the airport, in the Walmart, and you got a bonnet on and you got slippers on and you looking like what the Nikki gonna tap you and say, hey, baby girl, show you what you worth. Show you what you deserve. So all of those posts that you see celebrities putting out there saying, hey, queen, hey, queen, hey, queen, well, can we start putting it into action? So I'm asking our wiser sisters.
All right, let's just pause right there. I mean, when I think about Kevin Samuels and him mentioning modern women being out of control, like, do you think this is an example of it? Like what are your thoughts on that?
What? Yeah. Like, my mom would not let me leave the house. Like, I was just thinking, I'm like, my mom would never let me leave the house with, like, a bonnet or looking like I just rolled out of bed. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even want to do that for myself. Like, I don't feel comfortable stepping out of the house if I'm not, if I think I might run into somebody, right? Because you never know. Or you might see the neighbor if you're stepping out in something. You know what I mean?
Right.
You want to just put yourself in a position where you're like, you don't want to look,
you want to look like you came from somewhere.
Like,
You want to look like you have some home training,
Yeah,
right?
and-
Like you have a good family.
Yeah, and like she said, you don't have to wear a full face of makeup. It's not
Right.
about that. It's literally wash your face, put some lip chap on. You know, if it's, I get it. Like, natural hair is a lot to deal with. Trust me, I know the struggle. Like, it's a lot to deal with, so I understand. But it doesn't.
Still no excuse.
No, I'm just saying I understand that it's hard to deal with, so a lot of women want to cover it up just so then they don't have to deal with it anymore. Because I get it, it's a lot of maintenance.
There's
like,
no excuse.
Yeah.
There's no excuse.
I get it. There's no excuse, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I understand that it could be difficult to deal with your hair, so sometimes it's easier to put your bonnet on and leave, I guess. That, like, no, just don't do that. Just honestly.
No excuses for these women. There's no.
Put a hood
excuse.
on. Like, I don't even know at this point. Like, it just.
Like,
honestly,
as a
brave.
woman, you should be. Between a man and a woman should be beautiful, you know what I mean? Skin on point, lips on point, you know what I mean? Like, my hygiene as a man, like, we should be on par, or your hygiene should be better than mine. You know what I mean? Like, if my hygiene is better than yours as a woman, like, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, everybody should have, like, a baseline of hygiene, okay? I think, obviously, doing your hair, I don't know, like
comb your hair.
Yeah. You
know, like, comb your hair. Like, like,
I'm telling you.
Am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy to say that. I think, again, like, I know the struggle when it comes to, like, dealing with natural hair, but I would never leave the house with a freaking bonnet on.
Right,
do not do that, okay? Like, braid your hair, go on YouTube, look up a tutorial, how to do French braids, and if, you know, do that.
I just think they're lazy, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I think it does come down to it.
I think it boils down to just simply being lazy.
If you really care,
right?
You know what I'm saying? If you really care about your appearance, you would never even think about leaving the house like that. It's like, no, okay, I need to take, like, the next, like, hour to do my hair, and then I can leave the house kind of thing. You actually schedule it out. You don't just, you're not going to just say, oh, like, forget it. Like, I'm just going to put a bonnet on and then go to the bank or, like, go run my errands or whatever. What?
Or you would, as a woman, you would structure your day the night before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you put your hair in a twist or, you know, whatever you
like, style it. Yeah.
Style it to get ready for the next day. You know what I mean? So
that's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do, right? So it just seems like they don't care, right? They don't care about what men think. They don't. Maybe it's internal. Maybe they have some internal issues. Like, it could be a whole bunch of things. But I mean, the key takeaway is have some pride in yourself, right? Look like you came from a home, like a good home.
Don't look like you're homeless.
Don't look like you're homeless, right? Yeah. And then today's day and age, black women are saying how they're unprotected, and, you know, it's hard being a black woman in America, and there's so many obstacles, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
But then when you present yourself like that, you're just creating more obstacles for yourself. So when you're presenting yourself to the world, you should put your best foot forward, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you.
But anyways, let's go ahead and wrap up this video. Let's continue.
When we see our little babies out there looking like they just don't care, and I'm not saying y'all don't, it looks like it. Can we just tap them and say, baby girl, you deserve more than what you're showing. Represent you with pride, my babies. And that may be a part of us helping our community. Because if you look like you don't give a damn, how you gonna be treated? So, when I say, hey, queen, I can only say it to the sisters that it belongs to. Because a lot of us are still in queen training. So if you're in queen training, stop being fearful of taking your position And queens don't walk around with bonnets and headscarves and slippers and pajamas. That's for the house. When you go outside, represent you, baby, like you are worthy and you deserve the title of Hey Queen. Nikki love y'all for real. And I ain't never gonna BS you. Stop wearing them damn bonnets and headscarves looking like don't nobody give a damn about you, nor do you give a damn about yourself. Cause you beautiful. So represent it. I love y'all for real, my babies.
All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and end this video. What are your final thoughts?
I agree with her. Like, I think, again, huge media influence, I think, with, like, the Cardi B's and, like, the... What's her name? The...
Mega Stallion?
No.
City Girls?
Not the City Girls, but, like, the girl from... I think it's... Is it, like, Housewives, like... Basketball Wives or something like that?
Yeah.
There's that one girl, I think she does, like, Bonnet Chronicles. I don't remember her name.
I know you're done.
But yeah, like women like this who make it seem like it's okay to wear your bonnet all the time.
Yeah.
Then young girls are gonna think like, oh yeah, since the celebrities do it, of course I'm gonna do it, like because they're desired, so it should be okay for me too. Then you know what I'm saying? So I think it's a huge thing for, obviously, you know, for the celebrities to make sure they're careful with what they put out there.
Yeah.
Because they have such a huge influence on so many people. So yeah, I would say just, you know, limit the look of that. Don't get too comfortable out here. Like, look like you have some sense and look like you know, that you actually care about what you look like, and don't think that's okay. It's really not.
Right.
So
yeah, so my final thoughts, the sad thing is, like, Monique is gonna address this and she's gonna get a lot of backlash. There's gonna be a lot of people saying that she's hating, or, you know, she's too old, she's just old and bitter. Like, they're gonna find something to poke at.
Yeah.
And this is just real sound advice, especially for young women coming up in America or coming up in North America. Like, you want to put your best foot forward when you are presenting yourself to the world. You're gonna get the best outcome. Your quality of living is gonna go up. People are gonna treat you with more respect. You know what I mean? Like, you're just gonna have a overall better quality of life.
Yeah.
And people are gonna take you serious, right? All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and end this video. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.
Bye.